So I was a shy kid, and in sixth grade, something was said to me by the band teacher that changed the rest of my childhood. I mean, like even 18 years old, it changed me. I went to join the band, and the band director was going around to each student and asking what instrument they wanted to play. And I said, the trumpet. And so he handed me a trumpet and he said, make a noise. And I put it to my mouth and I tried and I couldn't make a noise. And he took the trumpet and he said, your lips are too big. Now, he didn't mean anything by that offensively. It was just a statement that my lips are too big for the trumpet mouthpiece, evidently. And I just remember how it changed me as a person. Like the rest of my childhood, if it was picture day, I would stand in front of the mirror and practice a smile to try to make this look less offensive. Even into high school, I recall those thoughts. I remember walking into rooms and if people looked at me, I would assume they're thinking about the size of my lips. I recall some of my bad speaking habits that sometimes I still struggle with if I'm not slowing down. I can tend to stutter and sometimes mumble or slur my words because I didn't want this to be too much of a show. So the less that I move my lips, the better, right? The reason I tell this story is because I feel like our stories have a lot of common facets to them, that we all face scenarios similar to this where something happens or something is said and it causes us to see our life differently. In that scenario, I could think back and say, well, the band teacher was his fault, or my lips are too big. I need to change them. I need to have my parents get me in for a surgery and change the size of my lips. The truth is, the problem was that I was a very self conscious person. And that before the band teacher said what he said, I was already self conscious. In him saying what he said, my response showed that I was already afraid of what people think about how I look, which is no way of living, no way of living at all. And so I share these stories about my life because I think that my life and your life probably has a lot of things in common. And I think there's something to be gained when we share our stories with each other so that we can all walk with a greater sense of purpose and a greater sense of freedom.